Yeah, financial statements out and for the auditors and be very. So how you feel? Thank you for coming. We'll begin with the meeting. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, roll call. I'm sorry.
Trustees present tonight are Trustee Castillo. Can you hear it? Am I on? Yeah. Trustee Lorenzo Calderon Jr., Trustee Alvarado, Trustee Ciro Calderon, and Trustee Romero. You have a full quorum.
Now we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I have pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have two public comments. Darla Dressen. You ready? Yes.
Got it. Can you hear me okay, everyone?
Yes.
Well, good evening to everyone and the board. This is our initial sunshine proposal from ACT, Associated Calexico Teachers. In the interest of making our school district competitive in the hiring of highly qualified teachers, in our proposal for 2017-18 and 2018-19, Associated Calexico Teachers proposed a 20% increase in salary and a maintenance of health benefit coverage. This increase in salary would make the total compensation for educators working for Calexico Unified School District equal to the total compensation of the highest earning educators in the county. Calexico educators are still 20% behind in our total compensation when compared to the most competitive school districts in the county. ACT maintains that we must close the gap in compensation between our educators and other educators in the county so that CUSD can become competitive. Our proposal for our salary increase remains at 20% with the maintenance of health benefit coverage. Until this moment, ACT has been interested in a 2-year agreement. Now, ACT is open to negotiating a 4-year agreement to make our district more competitive so that our students can be better served. In addition to salary and benefits, and the 2 articles opened in our initial proposal for 2017-2018 and 2018-2019, ACT will open the following articles for negotiations.
The first one is Article 8. It's dues, payroll, deductions, and agency fee. Currently, certificated employees' pay is distributed across 11 paychecks. ACT would like to include an option for certificated employees to have their pay distributed across 12 paychecks. ACT has been asking this for several years. It's my 11th year here, and I remember them asking since I first started, or us, we're asking. This would provide us consistency. It would provide some comfort, some security. We don't have to stress about saving because we do have to save throughout those 11 months. And we can actually save. Right now, we save to pay our bills for that 12th month. So anything we save, we're like, hey, we have a lot of money, and then it goes away that 12th month. So we'd actually like to save for saving purposes, not to survive.
Okay, the next article we'd like to open is Article 9, that's evaluations. And here we would like to address the frequency of evaluations and the procedures related to the evaluation process. And that includes the procedures for evaluating certificated employees who are not your classroom teachers, like your counselors and your school psychologists. Currently, the counselors and school psychologists are evaluated the same way a teacher is, with the same evaluation tool. And that does not reflect the duties of them. Also, we get to be evaluated every other year. And the need to be evaluated every other year, if you're doing a good job, why should you be evaluated every other year? It not only works for us, it works for administration too. Sometimes we're not evaluated every other year like we're supposed to. For whatever reason, administrators are very busy. And we would like to extend that time. And that way our administrators could do a much more meaningful job when they go in and evaluate you. It'll be more consistent. It'll give you time to coach your newer teachers. And what else? Oh, and it just gives consistency and more meaningful evaluation. Sometimes you're evaluated and you don't know till the end of the school year when you just want to sign and take off. And that's the only time we know what was on there. So this allows for coaching interventions, creating a much better learning environment. It helps our kids. And that's it, I guess. Thank you.
The next article we would like to open is class size. ACT would like to address the lowering of class size maximums in elementary and secondary grade levels so students can have less crowded, safer classroom environments, as well as greater access to their instructors. Thank you. And the individualized help they can provide. Currently, the highest number of students enrolled in a single class in Calexico Unified School District is 40 students. And this, for example, is at the physical education classes. Furthermore, when students are divided among teachers for pull-out programs such as English language development exchanges, particularly at the elementary, ACT would like to address the distribution of students for these programs. The proportionate numbers when students are divided, some classes, the most needy students are the higher number of students in those classes. So it defeats the purpose of those exchanges. We're trying to meet the needs of all children, but how do you get to meet them at a closer one-to-one when we're overcrowding those exchanges?
Okay, the next article we would like to open is Article 12, Transfers and Assignments. Members expressed concerns regarding the transfer application procedure and the inconsistencies and lack of transparency in the process. The current process does not honor expertise and loyalty, and this is only taken into account in the event of a tie. Also, the interview process is a mysterious process that is unclear to members, and for these reasons, we would like to look into the transfer and assignments. The application of seniority to transfers is to break a tie when all other criteria of a transfer decision are equal. ACT would like to address the criteria of transfer decisions, including seniority and the fairness with which transfers are made. Okay, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. The next article that ACT would like to open is Article 14, Hours of Employment. Due to the increased amount of educational initiatives and programs the school district has implemented, especially at the elementary grade level, ACT would like to address the amount of preparation time provided to certificate employees so that educators may have adequate time to integrate new educational programs into their curriculum. We need to focus on a few things and go back and evaluate instead of hitting and missing. Teachers need time to plan and self-reflect to improve and better serve our students. Help teachers help our students.
And one of the last articles we'd like to open for now is Article 18, Fringe Benefits for Retirees. Currently, an employee who notifies the district of retirement by February the 15th receives a one-time $2,500 award. ACT would like the award to be increased so that teachers who plan to retire have a greater incentive to notify the district in a timely manner so that the district can have more time to hire highly qualified teachers to take the place of our experienced retirees. This group of professionals considering taking the next step in their lives are very deserving of you considering increasing the one-time award for these retirees that have given their best professionally and career longevity to Calexico Unified School District. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next comment from Leticia Munguia.
So good evening, everybody. My name is Leticia Munguia from the California School Employees Association, representing classified employees in K through 12, as well as our community colleges across the San Diego and Imperial County. I want to thank you for the opportunity to come before you. First thing, part of the agenda. I come to you with solutions, right? CSCA and CTA, NEA across the state of California has been an active public education advocate and participant. And although we come to you with our asks regarding negotiations, we have had a long history under the leadership of our executive directors in the past that we actually roll up our sleeves and put our boots on and actually secure signatures for community schools funding. And so today, I come to you and I ask that you join the team of CSCA and ACT and also the other teachers unions who are securing signatures to make sure that we have an initiative that would provide additional funding to public education. I support public education. We work on behalf of public education. And so today, although that's not the primary reason I'm here, I wanted to urge you to sign this initiative, right? Many of you have already signed it, those of you who are in the field. So I just wanted to reiterate to you as leaders, as elected officials, that you join the team to secure additional $12 billion to public education. So I'll be here and hope that you can sign the initiative. I look forward to taking your picture and posting that as well. Now, the reason why I'm primarily here is on behalf of the California School Employees in our Chapter 399, Calexico Unified. So similar to our sisters and our brothers in ACT, we come to you with a different ask. Board president and board members, we ask that you provide direction and clear leadership to your chief negotiator. The reason why I do that is because the chapter took the leadership in complying with our own process of surveying our members and preparing proposals, and we are now not just, we've been waiting for 7 months to go to the table. 7 months of our lives have been on hold while you wait and provide leadership to your team. And for us, it's very important that as elected officials, you're held accountable, right? We all have a job to do. And our bargaining unit has been standing, ready, willing, and able to bargain. Now, there's a lot of other things that the district wants to meet about, but it's not about our contract. And that's really the binding agreement between both parties, CSCA, our classified unit, and you as the employer. So for us, to us is very simple. We've complied with our piece of the bargain. We've provided our initial proposals. We have been ready to return to the table. And this month is the 7th month that our workers have not had respect at the table. Now, a lot of reasons may be provided to you, right, in closed session, but I'll be very candid. The initial proposals were submitted upon the expiration of the contract. We've been standing ready to return to the table, and for many, many reasons that we've been provided, we haven't secured official bargaining dates. So as a clear ask of tonight, I ask that you provide leadership to your team to send us dates today to meet as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. We'll now go into closed session. Okay, we're back in open session. There was no action taken in closed session at this point in time. There's a comment from the public, Andrea Fonseca.
Buenas noches. Vengo de parte de la Sociedad de Padres y la razón por la que venimos es para pedir una oficina para la Share Helpline. Nos hemos visto beneficiados por cerca de 1 año y medio con clases que ellos dan para padres de familia. El problema es que ellos, como vienen del centro, ahorita nada más están ofreciendo las clases una vez a la semana y pues cada vez nos vemos que se juntan más y más padres. Entonces sí nos beneficiaría si pudieran tener una oficina en el CAP Building para poder ofrecer más clases para más padres.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to H, presentations. There's no slip here. Regarding,
FFA facilities, I'd like to make a quick announcement or a thank you.
okay, we have,
Pictures of the facilities that we took for the FFA facility, the animal facility. We sent an email to Mrs. Williams. I'm sorry, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
your name
Maria
for the-
Solano.
Okay, thank you.
Maria Solano. I'm a parent for a senior. I wanted to say, she's still my baby. I wanted to say, she's my senior. She just turned 18. She had an animal at the facilities over here at the barn. And those are some pictures that we took. And we emailed Mrs. Williams, and she was able to do a couple. But they're still missing a lot of stuff. We need to see if you guys can support us a little bit more as the parents, the kids as well. They have the pride. They have the commitment. We just need a little bit more of a push from your behalf. I invite you guys to visit us at the facility so you guys can see the dedication that these kids give out there. I mean, from the morning before going to school to after they get out of school, weekends, there's no holidays for these kids. Well, I take that back. We make it a holiday. We make it a holiday for the kids. He's one of the parents as well. We have another one somewhere over here, but we have a couple of students as well. And we try to make the best for these kids. I mean, it's a big investment. I think I invested like, what was it, $800? $800 for my steer, or for my daughter's steer. I call him my grandson, but because I don't have any kids. So it's a big investment, and I would really hope you guys could visit us and see the things that they need at the farm. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
You know what, I'll reserve my comments to when the item comes, because I have lots of questions as to what is it that they're proposing to do, which has nothing to do with what you just said. What you just said that you need has nothing to do with, well, I'm gonna wait until the item comes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we'll go to presentations, to H1. Highest attendance.
Alrighty, well, good evening, everybody. Good evening, trustees. So one of the things that we recognize that we hold very important in our district is attendance. And so as it's something that we honor every single month, very proud to announce that this month, for month 4, the highest attendance that we had for the district, and actually it came in last month also as a tie. So it's a great honor, great recognition to be able to recognize Enrique Camarena Junior High School as a month 4 with the highest attendance with a 95.5%. And if we can have Mr. Romero, I know he has his staff here as well.
Just a couple of students, if you can please come forward. Marco Esquer and Carol Favela, if you're here, can you please come forward?
And one of the things that is a tradition is last month we had the trophy at Blanche Charles with Ms. Montaño. So she will be passing on the trophy over to Enrique Camarena Junior High School. And if you can go ahead and pass the trophy, Ms. Montaño. Congratulations, Mr. Romero, again. And they will also have a banner, the banner that is right in front, which they will have be able to put proudly in front of their school, recognizing them as month 4 as having the highest attendance in the district. So again, congratulations to Enrique Camarena Junior High School, to our students, to our staff for this great recognition. And again, congratulations. Let's give them another big round of applause.
Diego, congratulations.
Just kudos to Mr. Romero. With all these young minds, to keep them focused and coming to school, it should be recognized. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now we have the student representative reports. Aurora High School, Ari Wong.
Good afternoon, members of the board. December was a really good month for us, I believe. We had a POC day, the 11th, a board meeting, the 12th. We had a fire drill at 2 p.m., which went according to the standards. And then the 25th, it was Christmas. I would like to talk about January, because during January, we honored all our students who reached an honor roll. And we had a total of more than 50 students. And we gave a lot of awards out because we feel that the students are changing in Aurora to become better and actually show that they can do better. So that's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Abigail Cepeda, and I am the Public Relations Officer at Calexico High School. From the 2nd to the 13th of December, we held a holiday charity drive where we raised money to buy toys for various kids in the district. On the 20th, the seniors had their annual event, Senior Christmas. In this event, each couple had to bring a Christmas gift and an ornament. As they were presented, they would put their ornaments on a Christmas tree. At the end, they gave away the Christmas tree to 2 families. This month, we are having winter homecoming elections to have a court to present at the homecoming basketball game. From the 27th to the 31st of January, we will be having a winter homecoming spirit week where students can participate in order to show school spirit and get excited for the basketball game. On the 29th of January, we are having our winter sports/video skits pep rally where each class creates a video with the given theme and compete for first place. We also present our athletes that fall under the winter sports category. During these couple of months, we're also encouraging seniors to complete their FAFSA. Our goal right now is 90%. That's it. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Kristen Noriega, and I am the Director of Public Relations for CHS 9. Tomorrow we'll be having our pep rally for the 9th graders, and from the 27th to the 31st, we're going to have our winter homecoming spirit week. Thank you.
Thank you. Enrique Camarena, Adria Peña.
Good evening, board members, administrators, parents, and students. I am Adara Pena, and I am Vice President of Enrique Camarena Junior High. We started the year 2020 at parent risk conferences below the 2.0 GPA for the first semester. We had a great turnout. This month, we played Barbara Worth, Frank Wright, and Heber. Next, our sports schedule, Bill Young, Haltville, and our sister school, William Moreno. Yesterday, CHS administrators and students presented to 8th grade students heading to the CHS on electives they offer. Today, our school counselor met with the 8th grade parents on promotional requirements. This is one of the many opportunities parents have to learn about the requirements. We will close the first month of 2020 with an Aztec Firebird talent show on Thursday, January 30th, the first semester of Honor Roll Assembly on Friday, January 31st, and by participating in Spirit Week activities in honor of Kindness Week. Thank you.
Thank you. Willie Moreno, Nestor Durazo.
Good evening. My name is Nestor Durazo, and I'm the school representative for William Moreno Junior High. Last month, we had our reindeer games, which was a huge success. Many students participated and had a great deal of fun participating in the many activities. This month, we hosted our talent show auditions for students that wanted to show their talents. We had few people audition, and we hope to have more. Yesterday, we hosted our ice cream social. Students who used their passbooks 2 times or less received ice cream as a reward. Our Kindness Week will take place next week from January 27th to the 31st. Each day will have a specific theme for students to participate in and support Kindness Week. We will also have different activities for them during lunchtime that will be led by leadership students. Our talent show rehearsal will take place on January 28th, with the live event taking place on January 30th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We cordially invite you to come out and support our talented students. We are selling tickets for $2. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Students of the Month, Aurora.
Unfortunately, our students couldn't make it, but I will still talk about them and receive the awards. One of our students was Ana Aleman and Jose da Jaques. Ana Aleman wishes to be actually an artist or a teacher when she grows up, and she spends most of her afternoons painting, reading, or spending her time with family. Jose, he told me he wished to join the Army or become a mechanic in the Army. He wishes to go to a technical school, and after he graduates, go to the Army or do whatever he can. Thank you.
Thank you. Calexico High School.
The first student of the month at Calexico High School is Alexandra Garcia. Alexandra Garcia is a senior at Calexico High School and has an overall GPA.
Can we have the parents come up as well? I'm sorry, just 1 second. Can we also have the parents please come up? Los papás.
Alexandra Garcia is a senior at Calexico High School and has an overall GPA of a 4.3. She is part of the debate team. After high school, she plans on going to a 4-year university to study psychology. Although she doesn't know what schools she will be attending, she has gotten accepted to CSU, San Bernardino, and San Diego State. She would like to thank her mom because she keeps her motivated to do her best.
Thank you.
Our second student of the month at Calexico High School is Efraín Villegas.
And if we can have the parents also please come up. Los papás, por favor.
Efraín Villegas is a senior at Calexico High School and has an overall GPA of 3.58. He is part of the ASB leadership class. He is in varsity swim, an JROTC officer, and he is a senior class president. After high school, he plans on going to the U.S. Naval Academy and study mechanical engineering. He would like to thank his parents for all their support and his sister for all her help.
Thank you. Ninth grade campus. Kristen Noriega? Or
At CHA's 9, the first student of the month is Kristen Noriega. Kristen Noriega is the daughter of Frank and Nena Noriega. In the future, she would like to start her own business. She is part of the varsity tennis team and is currently the CHS 9 ASB representative. Outside of school, she enjoys traveling, going to the gym, hip hop classes, singing, and spending time with her friends. She would like to thank her parents, grandmother, and brother for always supporting her as well as challenging her at all times. The second student of the month at CHS 9 is Nicholas Leon. Nicholas Leon is son of Jose Leon and Rocio Leon. In the future, he would like to be a successful entrepreneur. On his free time, Nick likes to go to the desert and drive his car, I guess. His favorite subject is geometry and his favorite teacher is Ms. Bermudez. He is very grateful and would like to thank his parents for always supporting him in everything he does.
Thank you. Enrique Camarena.
Enrique Camarena's first student of the month is Marco Esquet. Marco Esquet is an 8th grader and the son of Mark and Veronica Esquet. His hobbies is to listen to music and play football. His favorite subject in school is math. And after he graduates, he would like to attend a 4-year university and, if possible, play football. And he would like to thank his parents and his grandparents because they support him in everything that he does. Our next Enrique Camarena student of the month is Caro Favela. Yes. Caro Favela is an 8th grader and is the daughter of Jocelyn Flores and Eduardo Favela. Her hobbies is to design, paint, and cheerleader, and to bake and do photography. And her favorite subject in school is history. And when she graduates, she would like to go to high school and attend Columbia University. And she would like to thank her grandmother, Yolanda Aros, because she's always there for her whenever she has a problem. Thank you.
Willie Moreno.
William Moreno's 7th grade district student of the month is Valeria Lugo Fonseca. Valeria? Valeria is the daughter of Griselda Fonseca and Victor Lugo. She has one brother, Christopher. Valeria's favorite subject is language arts. Some of her other favorite things are spaghetti and pop music. Her favorite color is pink. Her dream destinations are Japan, Korea, Europe, and Cancun. Her dream car is a comfortable but big car. Valeria's role model is her mom because she is hardworking. Her short-term goal is to have better grades on her test. She hopes to one day attend San Diego State University. When she grows up, Valeria wants to have a really good job and own her own home. We hope your dreams come true, Valeria. William Moreno's 8th grade district student of the month is Jose Luis Camacho. Jose Luis is the son of Jose Camacho and Janet Guiteres. He has two siblings. Jose Luis's favorite class is literature. His favorite food is chicken wings. His favorite color is blue and he loves rap and hip hop music. Jose Luis's dream car is a Camaro. His role model is Jim Carrey. In the future, he hopes to travel to Ireland, Canada, and Sweden. Jose Luis is looking to exercise more so he can be healthier and more put on some muscle. In the future, Jose Luis hopes to attend UCSD, become an architect, and live a relaxing, steady life. life. We wish you the best of luck on your journey, Jose Luis.
Thank you. Then we have H4 Imperial County Air Pollution Control District Clean Air Calendar Contest winners.
So, good evening, community. So I'm very honored to be able to present to you Mr. Gil Rebollar, who's the Administrative Analyst for the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District for Clean Air. And so there was a calendar contest that was held in the Imperial County.
Yes.
And so I'll let him explain a little more in regards to what this calendar is all about, and also the great honor of having some of our students that were selected for this particular calendar. So, Mr. Gil Rebollar.
Yeah, not just selected, but also the cover. The cover winner was from Calexico Elementary School District. My name is Gil Reblar. I'm with the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District. I'm joined by my fellow coworkers and engineers, Marco Peroni and Victor Mendez. So for the first time, we had a calendar contest to really educate and bring awareness to our quality of air in the Imperial County. We had over 120 entries. They were judged by our staff, also members of the Public Health Department and the Office of Assembly Member Eduardo Garcia. So they saw all your artwork. They saw over 120, and these 12 received the most votes. I'd also like to thank the students, the parents, and also the teachers for really planting the seed in, and not just the winners, but everyone who participated, as I believe these children, students will become advocates and leaders in our fight for clean and quality air in the Imperial County. So I wish I came bearing gifts, but we're in talks with the Imperial County Board of Supervisors to also recognize these students at a board meeting that doesn't conflict with school, because the county meets in the morning, and we don't want our students to miss school. So perhaps during spring break or summer, we will be recognizing them, presenting them a prize, and bringing more awareness. And these things, I wish I also brought more calendars, but they've been in super high demand. We've had people coming from all over the county to pick them up in our office, and we had entries from the north end and Westmoreland all the way to south end. So these calendars are all around the Imperial Valley, and everyone who won and also participated should be very proud. And we came here to recognize the students. Nicole Susteta.
And if I may, Mr. Rebollar, if we can have Nicole Sustatia please come up, and we do have some gifts, and we want to acknowledge the incredible hard work. If you see on the screens, you're going to be able to see the different artwork, and Nicole was the actual cover winner. So not only was her art selected, but it was also selected to be on the cover of the calendar. So congratulations to Nicole.
We'll take a picture of that. Yeah, and I'm hoping after we bring all the winners up, we can all take a photo with the board.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if you can continue on the announcing the winners. Yeah.
And the second winner, or another winner, that we have also from, actually all these students are from Dual School Elementary. Fifth graders, also I'd like to recognize, if she can come up, Angelica Fernandez Molinar Ramirez.
That's like you. Looks like you.
And if we can also have up for excellent artwork, also a fifth grader at Dual Elementary School, Miss Alejandra Perez, please come up. Yeah. And if we can have the three students, Nicole, Angelica, Alejandra, please come up. And we'll also have the members from the Imperial Air Pollution District and our board, if we can please come up so we can take a picture with them. And also, let's give a round of applause to Ms. Mayra Hernandez, the teacher, if she can also please come up.
Oh, cool. Thank you, guys, and this was the first time we had this contest, so it's the first of the first winners of this contest ever. So we look forward to more participation next year. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we have staff presentations. Calexico High School. Ms. Williams?
Good evening, everyone, board members and members of the community. I am very proud to be here to introduce two valuable, very amazing members of our Bulldog team. And I'll start off with Ms. Laura Cristerna. Laura Cristerna. She has worked with the Calexico Unified School District for 29 years. I have known her since 2004. Don't do numbers. Okay, when I came and joined this district, the one thing that always stands out about Laura back then, now, anytime, is that anything we ask of her, she immediately says, let me figure it out, or yes, absolutely. She never says no. She always finds the way to get things done, even when it's been new programs or anything. Laura, come up here. She's worked with me through the old SIS, dictating numbers to me. We would build master schedule together. When New Synergy came on board, she was my lifeguard there, helping me very long hours trying to get things done for the school. She's been everything, especially at a small school like Willie Moreno. She's been a health technician. She's been a proctor. She's been a disciplinarian, a counselor, my administrative assistant, a vice principal. She's helped me in absolutely everything. Most important, she's been my friend. And then she takes off all these hats and goes back to her official role, school support technician, which is handling and helping our administrative team and parents and students with attendance. I missed her so much when I came over to the high school that we had to bring her over from Willie Moreno to join the Bulldog team. She has stepped up to the plate as always since I've known her. Last year, she stepped up to one of the most challenging roles, which was that of supporting our school with the absence of Ms. Ramsey, our school accountant. And so she got the job done, even though it required of her to stay many, many hours on her own. She figured it out as well. This recognition, Laura, is way well overdue. Thank you so much for your support, your help, your friendship, your words, for always being there for me, for my team, for the staff, for the parents. You are very valuable to us. Thank you. And our second young lady here from Calexico High School. She's been in the district for 10 years. It seems like forever, but it's only 10 short years. Miss Lorena Rodriguez, our current athletic director. She is one of the most dedicated individuals I've ever met. Since our years at Willie Moreno, she has always gone above and beyond for students. And I just don't mean the extra hours. A lot of us put in the extra hours and they're after school. However, Lorena, Miss Rodriguez, she creates a long-lasting teacher-student relationship with students. From their students at Willie Moreno, they still come back to the high school, these students, and visit her students who have graduated years now. She takes the time to get to know the student, to counsel them, to support them. She's very patient, but she's also very firm. I have seen her sitting down next to students who need her assistance, that need her advice. I've seen her console students that have just need emotional support. She also academically, physically challenges our students to reach their best potential. She is transparent with students. She's an amazing, amazing role model. She is a teacher at heart. I have seen her work very hard these years to pursue her professional dreams. Professionally, everything we've asked her to help us and get things done, any crazy idea we come up with, all I hear is yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I don't know how she figures it out. I mean, even things that haven't been done before in these past 10 years, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and she gets it done. After 10 years of working with her, she has become a dear friend. She's funny. She has an amazing good heart. She's very kind. And this recognition is also very well overdue on behalf of our staff, our students, our athletic program. Lorena, thank you so much for your dedication, your friendship, and your support. Thank you.
We love you.
We'll now take a 5-minute break, and we have cake over here in the lobby. Moved by Lencho Calderon, seconded by Enrique. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. Informational items. Superintendent's report.
He's coming.
All right, good evening, trustees and community. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. We hope everyone had a restful winter break, and we want to wish everyone a great 2020 and also a great new decade as well. Also, just want to report that we did do a couple of site visits this month. We visited Willie Moreno Junior High School, and we visited Mains Elementary School. And this was the executive cabinet, which is Dr. Thurman, Ms. Ramirez, Mr. Vega, and myself. And I just want to report that we saw great, excellent things happening in each one of those classrooms that we visited, and we want to commend both our certificated staff and our classified staff for everything that they do. And so we're very grateful and we're very thankful. And again, I think just celebrating our staff today, certificated and classified, shows the great work that they do. And so again, thank you for the wonderful things that are happening at our sites. Our schools will be participating in the Great Kindness Challenge, and this is being put up by the California Department of Education. Actually, it starts next week and runs from January 27th to January 31st. So our schools will be participating. And so what it is it's put together by the Kids for Global Peace. And so this promotes kindness in all the schools. It's a proactive anti-bullying campaign that educators and students can use to create a great culture of kindness in our schools. And then I also want to just inform the board and the community. We did have our groundbreaking ceremony that took place for the 16 classroom building on and for No Name Field on December the 3rd. And I want to thank the trustees for attending that groundbreaking. And I also want to report, as I know that there will be a report on Measure V, there is tremendous progress that is currently taking place. And we are very excited to have those 16 classrooms ready for the new school year, and specifically August of 2020. They will house 544 students, so that is incredible. This project, again, is possible through the Measure V bond funds, and we are very excited that this project is coming to fruition, and we are very thankful to the community of Calexico for passing the Measure B bond, which is making this project possible. And then just upcoming activities, we do have a special board meeting scheduled for Monday, January the 27th at 6 p.m. And our next regularly scheduled board meeting is for Thursday, February the 13th at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Measure V update.
Superintendent Gonzalez, board members, good evening, community members. Superintendent really has it right. There's a lot of progress going on right now. Well, I'd like to talk about the Calexico High School Culinary Arts Academy first. This is what we're calling Project B1. I don't know how we got the name, the letters or the numbers. I call it B1. It's just easier for me to say than Culinary Arts Academy. The work is progressing on schedule. A contractor has completed working through unforeseen conditions. Sometimes when we start modernization projects, we don't have an X-ray machine to see what's inside the walls necessarily. So we do run into unforeseen conditions sometimes. And so in this instance we did, and the contractor has picked up the pace to address the schedule, and we're on track. Landscape restoration, we've met with the district on the landscape restoration for the courtyard area in between the two buildings, and then also on the, I guess it's the north side, the north side of the building. We're going to put in a xeriscape landscape inside that area. There'll be an eco garden. Gabby has asked, the principal has asked that we make sure that we make space for the culinary arts eco garden. That's going to happen in there. There'll be some shaded lunch areas, drought tolerant plants, and walkway paths and sitting areas. Some trees also will be in that location. We also have submitted our Office of Public School Construction modernization application. That's at the state, keeping in mind that that application is going to be funded. The state money will come for that portion of the project and modernization at a much later date after we pass the new statewide bond. That measure goes for the state bond, which is AB 48. That happens in March. So hopefully the state and the voters will approve that piece of legislation. We also have the facilities hardship, which is the seismic mitigation piece. That's at the Office of Public School Construction being reviewed. Jimmy Sanders' office was very helpful in getting all of that. We needed all the construction cost estimates for that project to get it to the OPSC to consider for, the funding. So the pictures, can we dim the lights a little bit, maybe? The pictures that I have here, and I'll let Jimmy speak to this a little bit because he's the expert in this in the structural piece. You can see here when I talk about the courtyard, I know it doesn't look like it's ever going to be fixed, but this is great progress. What we see here, it's kind of like when you go in for surgery and you come home and you see the open wound and you don't ever think it's going to get better, right? Well, that's the case. That's not the case here. We have come a long way in this, and what you're seeing here is the building on the right. We're putting in the seismic mitigation for earthquake safety in this building, and that's what you're seeing on this side. The wood that you see, the sheeting and the 2x4s are all being, that's all framed for concrete. And that's what's going to shore up this building.
So I take it that when you did this, you did not encounter any asbestos or anything like that?
No, we didn't find any asbestos, so we're good there.
We had some lead paint.
Lead-based paint.
Taken out last summer before we started the project.
So we did the abatement before we started
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Can we go back one more time, please? So the eucalyptus tree, that area is where, that's where the eco garden is going to go. And that eucalyptus tree, what we call those are widowmakers. So that tree has got to go away. That tree is dangerous in that area. The branches are very brittle. And so that tree goes away, and that's where we're putting in some new trees. So we're going to bring in new trees for that area inside that courtyard area. All those trees that were out, and you'll see it here in a minute, all the trees that were out in Project A2, which is the classroom edition, all those trees have been demolished as well. So, and the trees on the other side of the building, I think I might have a picture of that. Go ahead and forward it here. Yeah, so you see the picture on the right-hand side. So that picture has been trimmed, and that's the proper way to trim that tree, but after looking at it and after doing the evaluation of the tree, it is diseased. So that tree needs to go away also. It's to prevent other trees from becoming diseased as well. So all of that's going to get replaced. That's where the xeriscape is going to go in that area also. And on the picture on the left, you'll see the concrete pillars that have just been installed. Those are also part of the seismic mitigation for the building.
The state has money for the seismic, right? They
Yeah.
have money.
Yes.
So they're going to get that.
So you'll get, that's right. So remember when we put the application is going to go to the top of the list for that. You may be looking at the walkway. Well, walkway's not going to stay that way. The walkway's all going to get modernized. It's all going to be level, and it's all going to be beautiful.
Hey, John, what type of landscape are you going to?
It's going to be a xeriscape. So what we have, that's decomposed granite. That'll be some concrete work, some walking paths, some trees, drought-tolerant plants. Yes, and drip system.
And Ms. Williams informed us that that's where Chef does some catering outside. So we don't want to put anything in there that the grease and stuff will kill it.
So we have grease
take that into account.
Correct, and we have grease interceptors out here also. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward and let's go to the Project A2 and A3. So we call the 12 and 16 classroom edition, the modular classroom edition, we call that project A2 and A3. Just to let you know, social media can be a good thing, especially when it comes to promoting different things. So Eduardo, thank you very much for helping us to put pictures for Measure V on social media on Facebook. So please go and check out the work that's being, as we progress through this. So there are 2 contracts for this project. And I want to make sure that the community and the board understands that those 2 contracts, one is for site work and one is for the fabrication of the modular classrooms. So what we're building are modular classrooms that are being built and fabricated in a plant. And where is that? Are they in Paris? That's right.
France.
Okay, yeah. So they're being fabricated right now. And what we call that is, we call it in plant. So that's where they're being built. So they'll be trucked here. And so they're going to be trucked here around March, I believe, is when they're, yeah. And so it's going to take about 2 weeks. They're going to be staged on no-name field. There'll be 16 of them, and then they're going to be craned in place. They'll be craned in place, believe it or not, in 2 days.
But there's 52 modules.
Right. So, and there's 52 modules because there's 2 stories. So there's restrictions that we have also. Caltrans has restrictions that we cannot deliver those buildings during the hours of 7 in the morning until what is it? Midnight. So we have to do all the deliveries from midnight till 6 o'clock in the morning.
What do you mean
They can't be on the
They can be on the
The trucks can't be on the road.
So I have to, so midnight to 7, basically.
That's right. Yes. Midnight to 7.
There'll be a caravan.
Yeah. So for this project, so keep in mind that what you're going to see are buildings being craned. You're not going to see a lot of hammers and people out there building and framers on this. Okay? So I just want to make sure that you understand that that's happening and the workers are not like taking time off.
They'll pour the foundations, and then they'll put the bolts sticking out, and then they'll weld them and put them all together.
So what you're seeing is the foundations that are going in right now. And the thing I wanted to point out, this is all customary to construction. When you look at these kind of buildings, this is how we deal with the building component. But what's not so customary is every project has their circulation issues with pedestrians and the community of coming in and out of the campus. That's unavoidable. And so we really appreciate the community's understanding of, pardon our dust during the construction project, because it is kind of a nuisance sometimes. And teachers and staff, thank you for being patient with the construction project. One of the things I want to point out is that we had to move the entrance to the main office to the north, up by what's closer to Highway 98. Yes, closer to Highway 98. And so the district worked with us to make accommodations in the site, to make accommodations so it was a safe ingress and egress. MOT, under leadership of Chris De La Rosa, is also, we're creating another gate to the south of the project along Belcher for kids to exit that way, because it is a tough thing when they exit after school and when they're coming to school also. So we're doing the best we can with mitigation measures for that. We've met with the police department. We've worked with emergency services, the fire department, to all make sure that things are safe and sound as far as accessing the facility during this time. So these pictures here are the pre-grading activities. You can see where Circle Drive was. It still is. It's still going to be Circle Drive, but we've pretty much demolished that area in there. Those trees have all come down. The area right here, behind here, that's a walkway. That's a pedestrian. That's for parents, because we didn't want parents to have to walk through the campus where all the kids were. They can now walk along the front of the school into the main office. Okay, that comes out once we get a large part of the parking lot built. So this is going to be the parking lot in the area that you see where those trees are down, and that's kind of the grading prep for the high school modular addition. Next. Some more pictures of the foundation and utilities going in. Okay. And that wraps up for Project A2, A3, and Project B1. The last piece that we want to talk about is the master plan. So we're making progress on the master plan, and we've completed we haven't, well, not quite yet. We're getting very close to completion on the existing facility sites and property inventories and the surveys of those properties. The issue that we're having with the master plan is what's happening with AB 48. AB 48 is the new statewide bond election. And there's the state allocation board is made up of certain legislators that write the regulations for how the money is going to be expended and how school districts are eligible for that. One of the things, and keep in mind that this election is happening in March, okay? But there are certain things that are different in this program when it comes to master planning than was in the previous program. If AB 48 passes, let's all hope that it does, because it's going to give a lot of money to school facilities for modernization. And if it does pass, some of the requirements for master planning are going to change. And it's going to require school districts to have a deferred maintenance plan and a restricted maintenance plan. It, in addition, is going to have school districts make sure that their facility goals align with the LCAP. Those are two things that are new to this bond program. So I'm asking the board, there are certain things that we're doing to continue to move forward. Also, you got to have a demographic study as part of this. What we're doing in the mix right now is we're developing the master plan with our eyes on the prize. And that is, if this bond passes, then we'll have all of the component parts for the bond under the old program, but I don't want to let new contracts out because we're going to need a facilities needs a deferred maintenance plan and a restricted maintenance plan. So we're getting proposals for that and gearing up in case the bond passes. So we can bring forward those proposals, because you're going to have a specialist do those studies that are now required under this piece of legislation. So I wanted to give the board a heads up that some of that may be coming your way, and it'll be a benefit if we get those done regardless of the program, if the bond passes. So just stay tuned. We're going to be talking more about this when we go to our basic meeting, our board advisory committee on school construction. That body is going to be working with School Site Solutions and Jimmy Sanders' office and the district to develop some of the component parts of the master plan. So, and that's another piece of it that we have to have as a committee, because the state requires it. So these are some of the things that are changing in the program for funding, and this is where your projects are. We're very pleased to announce that the projects are going smoothly, and everybody's working hard to get this project done on the timeline. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
So you were just talking about just now, you're finishing all that preparation, looking ahead, the future bond. So that will prepare this district to quickly apply for future funding?
Correct, yes.
So we will save a lot of time with this upfront legwork.
Absolutely.
Place us higher
Because
on
if
that
it
list.
doesn't pass
Yeah.
in March, they will put it on the next election.
That's what'll happen. They'll put it on the November election. Yeah, so, write your legislators about about the bond, because this is a big deal. It really is. We want to support this bond, and get more money into school construction. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. What we're trying to accomplish is, like I said, the end game is the eyes on the prize, follow the money in the state program, and be ready to submit your application. But we have to do some legwork in order to do that. Okay?
Thank you.
Here locally, what can we do to support this bond?
So there's an organization called the Coalition of Adequate School Housing. They are asking for donations for assistance in getting the vote out, right?
They can pass a resolution.
That's correct. And so I've I've sent a resolution to the school district, and that resolution is a resolution that's adopted by the board, and it goes to the state legislature. And it's in support of this bond. We'll bring that resolution back to the February meeting, and we'll adopt that resolution here. That is one of the things that we can do to support, to show support. Also, getting the vote out. Voter registration, big deal.
So you mentioned cash right now, right?
Mhm.
So they're pushing it on their end?
They are.
Statewide.
Yep. There's a cash conference coming up next month, and I just attended a school finance conference with another organization, and yeah, there's a big push to get this vote out.
John, my last, and maybe it's a little too premature, my question is, are we on budget on A2, A3, and B1?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are. Yep. We're on budget.
Okay.
And
So-
we've only seen one change order for the plumbing.
Right. Yeah. So
So far, we don't have any.
nothing. We've only had one change order, and it was district directed.
That's for that part.
That was for the water line and the art. Yeah. So far so good. Knock on wood always, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody. Right.
Thank you. Item J3, association comments, ACT. Okay, how about CSEA?
Good afternoon, President of the Board, board members, and community at large. Starting today, our movement campaign has begun. Our new unfair labor practice was filed today. We are ready to do alliances, rallies, and campaigning around your houses. I'm not afraid to knock at your neighbors' doors until you decide to give us a day to negotiate. We're ready.
Thank you. J4, Insurance Committee.
Yes, good evening, board, members of the public. We haven't had an official insurance committee since our last board meeting. We have one coming up this coming Tuesday, but we have starting at our first insurance committee meeting this year, we had some different vendors come in to share their programs, and so the RFP, requests for proposals, have been sent out, and those are due back by January 31st. So we'll have some numbers to look at some other options from vendors for health insurance. So we're really looking forward to getting those numbers. Last week, we attended a conference with members of ACT and CSEA in San Diego regarding health and wellness, and learned about the effects of obesity. There was some scientific research around vaping, sleep deprivation. Was fascinating information, but really enjoyed the time out there, and lots of districts were represented, lots of health vendors, and had some really good conversations out there at the conference. Like I said, the next insurance committee meeting is this Tuesday, so we're looking forward to our Keenan rep, Julie Rivar, coming out, and she always starts every meeting with asking if there's any claims issues. So all employees of the district are represented there, CSEAC, ACT, and confidential and management, and so it's a chance to bring up any claim issues, and we can do that just in general, or Julie makes time if it's a a confidential type issue, but everything, large issues to the very smallest personal issue of any employee in the district. So we really appreciate Keenan offering that opportunity for us to get those things addressed just in real time and not having to call into an 800 number or send in a complaint or an issue. So she's right there to help us. So we're looking forward to that next Tuesday, and thank you very much.
Thank you. ROP Committee.
Yes, good evening. I have nothing to report this.
Lisa has something? Do you? Safety Committee.
Good evening. We held our Safety Committee number 3 on January the 10th, and one of the items that the team had requested is to have an opportunity for them to share updates at their site. So we discussed areas of growth and areas of need. So what are areas of growth for some sites could have also been areas of needs for others. So for example, in areas of growth, sites shared that there's better lines of communication, that some of them have gates or fences installed that now restrict access and visitors are going in through the front door. They discussed how student behavior has improved. Some sites are already on phase 2 of the ALICE training, where they're training now their staff. Some sites installed signs around the fencing to be able to for students to see where to evacuate when there is a drill or a real emergency. A lot of sites with all the radios they've been getting, they have better communication now, and line of supervision has improved, and even for other sites, facilities have improved. For example, Rockwood, they now have new restrooms in the kinder area, and they're upgrading some of the other grade levels restrooms. In terms of area needs, some sites are still having difficulties with their bell system, where bells at the farther portables, they're still hard to hear. There have been some improvements done to other sites. Some sites were requesting signs, so it was good that some sites were sharing what they've done to improve, and others were hearing, oh, well, that's something that we can do with our safety funds. The issue of cameras came up, and we did share that we're taking sites at a time because of funding. So now we're working with cameras for Calexico High School and Aurora. And then so the following year through LCAP funds, we'll be addressing the needs for other sites. Proctors was a big conversation. We talked about the needs for proctors during the after-school hours at both elementary, junior highs, and high school. And then other topics regarding proctors, we talked about training for proctors, and then uniformity with the uniforms that they wear, and there were suggestions. I know that Mr. Vega and I met with the vendor of uniforms, and we discussed looking at samples where, for example, we'll look at white tops and khaki slacks, or charcoal slacks, and then they're going to bring some samples, and then we'll start having meetings with campus security throughout this year, so that next year we all move into having the same uniform. Sites share that parking traffic control is an issue, and many of the sites. Facilities such as providing ALICE training to other staff who hasn't been provided. So for example, we did ALICE training for some of our food services, but they're requesting ALICE training for noon duty aides, for example. Radios, they still want more radios to ensure that there's more access to them. And then drill frequencies. Some of them share that they want to do more drills just to be better prepared. A lot of the drills take place during class time, so they're looking into having drills during passing times, just to see how students react when there's a drill right in the middle of the crossing of sections. During that time, we also compared what the CDE is asking us that we have to include in our safety plans compared to what they have in their plans, and they were checking off what are some of the things that they need to update. We did now develop a unified emergency evacuation form for the elementaries and for the secondaries that they're all going to be using, and will be updated in their safety plans. Safety plans are due to a district office by January 30th, so that we can post and bring to you on February. We have to approve all safety plans before March 1st of every year, and if a site does not have it approved and presented to the board before March 1st, we have to notify our county, and then we also have to notify CDE. And our next and last safety committee meeting will be on Monday, April the 6th. And that's it for my safety update.
Thank you. The LCAP Committee.
So we're getting ready to begin our LCAP stakeholders meeting, and I did share with the community, we have a flyer there with all the stakeholders, and I presented one to the board. So we will begin our community and parent LCAP meeting starting on February the 4th. It's a Tuesday. And then from there on, every Tuesday evening at different sites, we'll be addressing the different goals. The LCAP template has changed. We are starting a new 3-year round. We could keep the same goals and actions, or we can update. This is the time to look at our data, update our metrics, and our indicators. So a lot of work is going to have to take place during the school year. Also, we have to prioritize our needs now that we're 100% funded, and we actually have more supplementary and concentrated services than the funding. So they will have to prioritize what are the needs based on the different data that we'll be providing. And then our first stakeholder group that we will be working with is our ACT. So our scheduled meetings are in February. Then I have towards the end of February, we're doing our DLAC and our migrant and our administrator. At the very end, we have CSEA, 2 days for our CSEA group. And then towards the end, we have the student. And then our core committee is comprised of members from all these stakeholders. And then they do like final recommendations. And then as a district, we meet as a district, and then we do the very, very old last draft for the community. That's it.
Thank you. Item J5, accounts payable pre-list. Any questions on that? Do we have to prove it? Okay.
No.
So J5, board report, and J6, board reports.
Very good, thank you. And again, welcome everyone, and thank you for staying at our meeting. Shows your interest in the district and the decisions made by this board. Just quickly, I think, it's January. It seems like we've been gone for a while after the break. But just reflecting over the break, this is kind of our mid-year point in this school year. We've gone through about 5 months of the first part of this academic school year. It's gone by very fast, but just reflecting, there's a lot of accomplishments the district has had, be it with our programs, facilities, academics, clubs, athletics. There's a lot to be proud of. But again, we've got 5 more months ahead of us, and there's still a lot to be done, as we saw in some of the presentations tonight. So a lot of exciting activities happening in the district. And moving forward. I think the one thing I will ask, maybe for the future, or through our business, if they could share information about the budget proposal that occurred just, 2 weeks ago. Just share that with the board. It is a proposal. Things are going to change between now and May. We know that. But at least we have kind of an idea of focus, and we can monitor. I know business will monitor that as it changes and develops. But to share, either the school service has the PowerPoint, I think staff attended, or capital advisors had a PowerPoint, just so we can have the basic understanding. That can just be shared with us or at the next board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'll go ahead, Richard. All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here with us tonight. Again, like Mike was saying, thank you. It looks like you have interest in being here, and again, we're here for you. First of all, I want to wish everybody a 2020 year. I hope that we do better things and take care of a lot of the issues that have come up today and the month before. I also want to take this time to thank the teachers that send us holiday cards during the holiday season, wishing my family and I happy holidays. Again, thank you for those cards. Every card and letter was read, and some of them were personal that issues that actually affect each family and so forth. And again, as a board, I think we're going to be, or try to do the best, what is good for our district. And again, welcome and thank you for being here tonight. That's all I have.
Well, I want to echo the same sentiment as my other colleagues, and also Happy New Year. We are 2020 January. First and foremost, I want to congratulate all the students and the staff that were recognized here today. And also want to recognize Rica Marena for their outstanding job that they did with attendance. And also, there is a student that was recognized, I want to say last week or a week after that, for Athlete of the Week, Alejandro Serrano for Calexico. Just want to congratulate him also as well. And I also want to thank teachers also for all their, I did receive those letters also as well. And, those were all read also as well. So thank you for that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to our meeting. Welcome to a new calendar year. It's not a new school year, but it's a new calendar year. So, welcome and congratulations to all those that receive awards in our meeting. I know people work hard to get these awards, and then deserve them. So, congratulations. We have, like Michael was saying, there's a midpoint in our school year. We have a lot of issues that we need to take care of. And unfortunately, this board can only meet once a month. Okay, so even if the association send requests or papers to the district office, legally we cannot take action on anything until we meet here, and we only meet once a month. Okay, and otherwise it will be a Brown Act violation. So, and I'm not gonna get into that. So keep that in mind. I wish I had fought before to have 2 meetings per month, but we only have 1 meeting per month, so we can only take action and make decisions on that meeting. Okay, so but when I feel down, and especially when we get blows from both sides or 3 sides, seeing the kids, the students that are awarded, seeing the staff that does their job regardless of how other people tell them to behave, that uplifts my spirit. Okay, because that's what we're here for. We're here for the kids. We're here. None of us will be here if we didn't have any students. So that is hope for me. That means that I have a job to do, and I will continue to do it. Okay, so thank you for the presentation that we had on Measure V. That's your tax dollars at work. As they say, that's a California slogan, but that's your tax dollars at work right there. So thank you for being here again. And you can send me letters at home. That's fine. Okay, I don't care. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate your company today. I'm going to congratulate Enrique Camarena for being the highest attendance, and congratulate all the students that were recognized, plus employees. I mean, it's always awesome to see those wonderful kids and employees that are doing an excellent job for the district, and we appreciate it. That's all I have to say. Thank you again. Okay, the next item. We'll go to the action items. We're going to table K1. It's not ready.
Correct, and the recommendation, trustees, is to table this item. So we got a late notice today that there was an error from the university on the MOU. So we need to pull it, and so we need to then have the MOU revised by our legal before we can bring it back to the board.
So moved. Second. To table.
It was made by Kiki and seconded by Tito. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. The next item is K2, and we have 3 speakers. The first one is Yarina Aguilar.
Is it okay if we step up together?
Yeah. Sure. Are you Yarina, right?
Ayana Solano.
Okay. Solano, okay.
Yarena Aguilera.
And my name is Ivan Sanchez.
Thank you.
And we're a part of Calexico FFA's chapter. So good evening, board members. Good afternoon, sorry. We wanted to start off by thanking Ms. Williams. She already left, but it's fine. We start off by thanking Ms. Williams for the support she has given to the animals, the FFA animal facility. After talking to her and showing her what was needed, she got things done. She got us new tools, new wheelbarrows. We showed us how we were struggling and doing stuff. And right away, she was like, okay, because we were telling our advisors, and our advisors weren't doing much about it. So then we reached out to our principal, and then she was Ms. Williams. And then she got things done. And however, there's still a lot of things that need to be done. We have been informed that you were given a quote to get the electrical fixed and the lighting updated.
Hello, fellow members of the board, community members.
Your name for the record?
Uh-huh.
Your name for the
Oh,
record?
Yereni Aguilera, and I am a sophomore at Calexico High School, and I have a swine. And there are plenty of benefits from having the work done. For example, the outlets, it would benefit a lot the pig kids, since it provides the power to have the lamps for the winter, since the pigs, they need the lamps since they get pneumonia easily. And the outlets are also the outlets that are added to the students, for the students, would help benefit the feeder calves to heat up the milk for the feeder calves.
Hello, my name is Ivan Sanchez. Good afternoon to the members of the board, members of the community. The new lights and light posts will help for it when it gets dark in the afternoon. The daylight savings, the feeder calves are in the back section, and in the back section there's no light whatsoever. So they have no electricity, I'm sorry. So for example, when they heat up their bottles to give to their calves, for example, the milk, they're 2 weeks old baby calves and they need their milk. They actually have to go across the animal facility and actually go get hot water from there and bring it back to wherever they're at. And their section is in the back part of the animal facility, so it will be easier if like there's electricity back there, especially light, because it's just pitch black. It will also prevent any accidents. We would greatly appreciate if this gets approved, as it will not only benefit us but future generations. The animal facilities needs these upgrades.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
A quick question that I had for you guys. You guys pointed out that you guys spoke to your advisors about this.
Yeah, so we have been talking to our advisors about our problems, and they kind of just seem like slipping in. They're like, no, it's fine, this and that. So then we talked to our parents, and we're like, you know what, like, they're not doing anything about it. So then that's when we mentioned to Ms. Williams, like, this is what's going on. So then that's when Ms. Williams got things done, and she started talking to our advisors, like, hey, what's going on here? And they started acting all of a sudden kind of nicer. And
I just want to commend you guys for doing that. I mean, that shows that you guys are really like motivated. You guys want this program to flourish and stuff like that. It's just, I wish that your advisors were here. That way we could ask them some questions and stuff like that also as well. But I just want to commend you guys for coming up here and letting us know what was going on.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Well, just one question quickly. You mentioned, you talked to the advisors and you took it to the administration, Ms. Williams, to share these concerns, right? And that was about approximately when? What period?
So like these past months that we've had our animals, like for example, we've had some animals that have been passing away and stuff, and we realized that they weren't being taken care of, like the body correctly. For example, they were just burying, our advisors were just, with the new tractor that they had bought, and we're just digging holes and just dumping them in there. When there's a process that's supposed to be done, when they're supposed to be taken to a part. So that we felt the need to tell Ms. Williams, like, hey, like that's our baby, like they're just burying them like whatever.
So the question was, you were meeting with Ms. Williams the last few months about these concerns?
Can we join in?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Can the other go
Brief-
slip?
Do we have time?
Briefly.
Yes, go slip.
Maria Solano, I just submitted my slip earlier.
Okay.
I contacted Mrs. Williams, I think about 3 months ago. We had a conversation, we went on, and she said, I'm gonna talk to the advisors. She did. Nothing changed. When we came and talked to her about the pig being buried there, I mean, a calf died and 2 pigs?
And we, like, all of us
3
together-
pigs.
Hold on,
died.
hold on. So they buried the pig right there.
Yes. And then they didn't even, like, when the first animals died,
It wasn't
it was during winter vacation, and they didn't like come and tell us, oh, this is what you do. They were like, oh, you have to dispose of the animal. So then all of us together wrapped it around, and we all carried it on top of a truck, and they went to go dump it.
So you students
We did,
on
and
the
our parents.
dug out a dead animal.
No, that was another animal that had passed away, because they were just telling us like, oh,
So the other carcass is still there.
No, sir. It got
Ms.
removed already.
Williams, we made sure we told Ms. Williams. And she
Yeah,
was like,
Okay.
That's theirs. They can't be anything around that area and stuff like that. That's fine.
You know what? Thank you for this information. I don't know what else to say without
Well,
cussing.
I can-
That was our response.
But, you know what? You shouldn't go through that.
Your advisor should be actually advising you guys what.
Yes.
But that's a different.
That's a different story, and we'll take care of that. But thank you for doing this. because it shows the kind of commitment that you have to your jacket, that you have to your program. Okay, so you wear proudly, but be sure and be 100% sure that we're gonna take care of this. Hopefully tonight. We still have to go back into a closed session, and so we need to discuss this, or if not, we need to give direction to our superintendent to deal with this, because that's not right.
Because there's also a lot of safety issues that need to be fixed over there as well.
Exactly. Wow.
That we've been talking to Ms. Williams about it, that we're waiting for her, because we understand she's busy. So we're just on top of things, asking her, hey, what's going on, what's next? And she's had a meeting with, it's just been us students. And she takes us to the facility and she shows us, we show her like, oh, this is what's wrong. And she has a bunch of guys just following her around with notes, so.
Talk about the chute for the animal, for your animal.
Well, yeah, so, I guess they invested in buying a new, it's a chute. It's, kind of like where we put them in so we could shower them and stuff. And I have a pretty big one, so I guess they invested in buying a new one, but they haven't built it.
This?
That's actually a fence.
No,
that's
that's-
like just
no,
knocked
that's a
down.
chute.
No, the chute is where you
It's
put
a holder.
A holder you put the animal in.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't hurt itself.
Oh, okay.
That's
It doesn't
another
hurt the
problem.
student.
That's actually a fence that.
That's a corral.
It's just like being held with wire,
Yeah.
and it's heavy, so it's like it could just be knocked down at any times. And there's like, we clean our pens, we're in there, the animal's in there, and it's like if that falls, it could land on the animal, it could land on anything. So we're asking them like also to fix that, because that's also something that it's a safety issue.
Yes.
You know,
Go ahead.
I hear what you're saying. I met Mr. Sanchez today. I actually went to take a tour of the facility. And considering that I was an FFA for 4 years and I had a steer and I had hogs, there's a lot more issues than what you see. I'm very concerned. I mean, with these pictures that your mom, I believe, I don't see how we're running this program. There is more. I mean, you're actually putting fire to this. Why? Because there's water, and when electricity and water don't mix. So what's going to happen is one of you guys is going to get electrocuted. Among the, where the feeders are at, that's all wood. So if it lights up, guess what? We're going to lose this whole area here because it's just going to take off like fire. I think, Board President, we should table this. However, due to the safety of our kids, we should rent a portable lighting for the feeder, where the feeders are at, and hopefully the fair is coming, what, 2 weeks?
5 days, yeah.
Yeah, it's here. I lived for this. I mean, 4 years, and before that, I was on Mount Signal 4-H. So I know what you're going to. I mean, I was fortunate that I had my animals behind my house because I lived out of the city. But it's unacceptable of why you're here. I had to go see it. Mr. Sanchez was with me. He gave me the tour, and it's very unacceptable. The conditions are bad. And the last thing I don't want is for this program to be shut down. Why? It would be like a slap in the face for the wrestlers. They say you can't wrestle because we can't get the right people there, and et cetera, et cetera. So with that said, I think we should table it. However, take measures tonight and make these kids safe, because I know even when you guys walk from the teachers' parking lot to the corrals, it's still dark in between the buildings. I know that. I mean, because I see it. And yeah,
Let me-
so
If I can make another comment
yes.
as well.
And well, my thing is that the lighting, I think the motion is to get some lighting for them. We only have like, what, 30 days for the fair?
35.
Or less. Get one of those portable lighting. Yeah, exactly.
The diesel.
Just to meet the needs of the security of these kids. And I would like to table all this electrical work, because I think there's more than just electrical.
Yeah.
I see a lot more.
I mean, we got corrals that are falling apart. They're being held with
And there's new
barbed
ones, but
wire.
they just haven't built them.
And it's not a good situation, especially when we're actually burying animals in our facility. So we need to look into it, and we need to follow up right away. I mean, they only have 30 days, 35 days for the fair. Once the fair's on, then they're all gone, and then we can actually, get correct.
So if I can add some comments as well. So I think I would agree, the concerns from students and parents and board members. I think there's issues to address, as we heard and as we've seen and as you shared. My big concern right now, and it's been shared by students, the safety, it's been shared by board members, electrical concerns. I'd like to be assured, right, if there's any electrical safety hazards, that's a priority, at least for me. The safety and health and safety of our students, we've said that, Mr. Cito said that, students come first. We need to make sure now that there's no safety hazards, electrical, water you mentioned, electrocution you said. Those are immediate needs that need to be addressed.
Well, Mike, what I can tell you is that in my tour, these electrical outlets are not near the water. But of course, when you bathe the steers or lambs or whatever you have to use a blow dart or blow dry them and so forth. So, I mean, they're away. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, it could happen here in our site, or it can happen at the fair.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm not an
so
electrician.
it's not and that is not an immediate threat. However, we start putting all this other electrical, because we're adding outlets and so forth, then it could become a problem.
And that,
that's
I understand. My comment was, if there's any immediate electrical concerns, again, I'm not an electrician. I can walk through and not see it. Electrical, I mean, was it assessed? Do we know if it was assessed?
Let's have Caesar step up, Caesar.
I'd like some information on that.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this much. The electrical, the breakers pop because there's not enough electricity going through power, the watts. So I know that. But again, and the kids can tell you that these outlets are not within the water, near the water. And the parents can tell you too, it's not a safety issue. However, again, there is more issues than what is being addressed here tonight.
Yeah, but this is one issue. This is a critical issue.
Red tape, because there was a short, it's like 6 receptacles where they dry the mats. It's red tape right now.
That's what we need to know.
Okay, well then,
I'd like to hear Mr. Vega.
Okay.
So thank you, and good evening, everyone. My name is Cesar Vega, your Assistant Superintendent of Business. So real brief, give you a historical, how these events have occurred. Over the winter break, I received a call about a short circuit in the FFA program. I guess, students try to go there and I guess the cable box, I'm not an electrician either, but what I know is that the cable box can only carry 100 amps. And the number of outlets that are there right now far and exceed each, the box that we have. So every outlet carries about 20 amps. So when you have more than 5 and you try to do, lighting, drying, or, heating the milk for the calves, when you use all of that energy, then the circuit breaker, jumps and shuts down. So we have to physically go in there and, reactivate it. So is it a safety issue? Well, I mean, that's up for interpretation. I would like to get it resolved, get it fixed, but I also understand that there are bigger needs, bigger concerns. We are acting based upon the recommendation of what the students have asked us to fix. We, over the last couple of weeks, when I first found out about the issue, I asked my M&O team to please work with Principal Williams. And I know that Principal Williams assembled a team and also consulted with students. And there's another position that I can't remember right now,
The farmhand.
The farmhand. So I know that my M&O team also consulted with the farmhand about what are the immediate needs. There was a list of things that were given to us that they needed, like the items that we got you, the materials. So I know that we acted upon that right away. And like I said, to me, when I first heard about these issues, I right away with my team and with Ms. Williams, we, try to put together a solution right away. Like I said, I don't know where the fair is. I don't know if this can wait so I can have my staff work over the summer on this. I don't know, but again, that's how pretty much things happen.
Well, I can tell you, we have an electrician. Why don't we send the electrician to assess? I mean, Mr. Wilcock is our electrician. Send them in there, make it work until these kids can go to the fair. They can't stop. I mean, this is, right now, it's money. If they stop, they're losing money. I'm telling you right now, because they need to shave these animals. I mean, there's lambs there that need to be clipped, that the wool's so thick that when they try to clip it, guess what? They're going to be there for days because it's so thick. So I understand that, but again, it's money, it's competition, and if we stop, our kids are losing.
Carlos,
So with
I
that
don't-
said, I think I would recommend that we send Mr. Woodcock to assess everything. He's the one that knows, he's the expert, and also bring in some lights.
The portables, at
The
least,
portable.
the portables for right now, at least you guys could have something out there,
Yeah.
you know, for the night.
And they can turn them on at night when these kids are doing their feeding or walking the feeders and so forth.
And I don't want, Mr. Vega just mentioned this a plan for the summer. This can't wait for the summer. We need to do this ASAP.
So, right. So, like Mr. Vega mentioned, I commend Mr. Vega and the team for expediting the needs that the students have mentioned to Ms. Williams, because Ms. Williams did articulate the needs to M&O and facilities, and so thank you for immediately getting those needs to the students. On another note, you know, the concern came with the electricity, and just like Mr. Vega mentioned, you know, just the amperage and the circuit breakers that are needed. And I think the students also noted the lighting as well. Well, I think one of the reasons that we went out to try to get this to the board is to try to expedite this as soon as possible. There's no way that the team, as far as our staff, would be able to get this done within a certain timeline, because it's quite a bit of work. We're talking electrical, we're talking, you know, and so.
Not only that, the trenching right now with the animals.
Yeah.
there, it's gonna
Exactly.
be a big issue.
Break legs.
So,
Get them the lighting right now.
so, you know, this item is brought to you based on the need that was brought forward and to expedite the process. If we go out and have this assessed by our electricians, which is great, but our electricians, I think, have already been part of the whole process. I think it comes down to expedite, and I think you say it perfectly, Mr. Calderon. When you say expedite, that's the reason we're bringing this to the board, because by having or contracting this out to this electrical company, we're going to get this thing fixed immediately.
Carlos, we're talking about, we just said, we gave you I think we gave you direction to get portable lighting.
Yeah, why are we
Which is
questioning
that what the kids need in order to be able to see the animals at night. That's what we just said.
Correct.
Yeah, but that doesn't cover the outlets, you know.
Well, I think that's
No, they-
another thing that I was looking at right now. It's going to cover the outlets also as well, because you guys are saying that it's tripping the outlets also as well, correct? So I think we're going to have to.
To me, this issue is
Yeah.
critical. Okay, it's a safety factor, and I don't want to wait. I mean, I know there's multiple needs to correct the facilities there, but this is step one. Totally irrelevant of with other things that might be needed. That's my opinion. So I, for one, support it because it's critical that we do it right now.
Well, let me, and don't get me wrong, kids, because I am here for you, because I was there where you're at one time. However, I think we're trying to fix something that is probably going to need more fixing. So what we need right now is to support them, give them the support, the resources, so they can get these animals to the fair. Because, you know, if everything worked like from one night, a day to the other, I would say go for it. But it's going to take more than 30 days to get what we're trying to approve to get fixed. Because these companies don't work overnight unless you're going to pay a top dollar. So my motion again is to table what's on was it K2? Table it. However, give these students the resources and the equipment they need to get these animals to the fair. And that is to bring portable lighting and send Mr. Wilcox to make sure that there is no exposed wires or anything that can electrocute our kids, and then get them to the fair. As simple as that. And if you guys don't want to go for that, I think.
There's a motion on the floor.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by
What-
Kiki.
With a comment, this proposal only talks about electrical. It doesn't talk about anything else.
Yeah, it talks about fans, it talks
No,
about
yes,
warmers.
So again, like you said, this is not gonna be done for another 30 days.
No.
They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone by
Yeah,
then.
they're
to
gonna,
the fair.
Yeah.
so that's fine if we do this, if we table this, but meanwhile, if we can get those
Portables for
those
right now.
portable lights, sometimes those cars, they have outlets, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
And they can help, you know, with what you guys need to get done from now until the fair, right?
Yeah, because right now, the amount of electricity we're using we're managing it.
But like Mr. Calderon said right now, when it comes close to fair days, we have to trim, we have to shave about 20 pigs, the lambs. We have to prepare them for the fair day, and we're gonna need a lot of electricity right there. Right now, we're managing it, but when it comes closer to fair day, we're gonna need the power.
Can I ask one clarifying question? So in the quote, as you have it before you, there is the scope of work includes the addition of, well, it's called water warmers, but it's really to warm the cow's milk.
The milk.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a coffee
Okay.
pot.
Yeah.
And right now, the calves, if I understand correctly, they are far apart from where the pigs are. So what they have right now is an orange, your household type of orange cable run from an extension cord, right, overhead onto where the calves are. And look, I'm not an electrician, but I know that sometimes electricity creates sparks. And what you have in that area, it's animal food, hay, or things like that. So I'm concerned about that. So can we provide temporary electricity? You directed me what to do, and I will do it. I mean, that's my job. But I'm trying to fix the problem.
But this is not going to be done before.
It's not going to, yeah, no, there's no way.
It's not going to be on time.
Well, let's just get them the portables for right now. The
Get
portables
them
should
the
have
portables.
outlets on there. And
Get 'em
at least
or-
position them where that's close enough to the calves. Get another portable for the other side. At least it lights up that whole area. That's what we need, to light up that whole area.
And if you want to get rid of that cord, Mr. Vega, get him a generator. Generator and you hook from there.
Well, like what Mr. Calderon over here said, the lights have a receptacle, so
Yes.
we could use that power.
Yes.
So then, talking about these portable lights, access to electricity, that will help provide a solution through the fair.
Temporary solution
Temporary.
only.
It'll get us through fair day.
So we could contact Sunbelt or Elms Equipment. That way we could get all that stuff taken care of.
Understood. All right.
Okay, there's a motion to reject, but to add portables and.
No, to table. It was a motion to
Table
table.
and we give them
But
direction.
give direction to
For
get.
portables, at least two
Portable
portables.
equipment to get the job done for the students.
For the long-term solution, though, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to put together a proposal that takes into account all the needs?
Well, to start with, we need to include the principal.
Correct.
The principal, so she's aware, because she is the keeper of that school. She needs to be included, and obviously she wasn't included. So that, I can tell you right now, she needs to be included.
She's been included.
And I think, no.
She hasn't
I
included.
spoke to her today, and she said no. So, I mean, I don't want to go any further, but I'm going to tell you, please, just include her.
You got it.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor of tabling the motion?
Well, there was a motion by Mr. Calderon, seconded by myself.
Yes.
And that included having it assessed as well.
Correct.
Correct, yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, unanimous.
And good luck with your
Wanted to say thank you for even letting the program go, like letting it keep going, because we know that there was like so many concerns that it's like, well, we want to close it, but we wanted to thank you because we really appreciate it.
That's an investment.
It is, and it's something we really enjoy doing. It's something that motivates us to keep going. So
And
thank you very much.
I wish you
Thank
could
you.
have told us earlier.
Yeah.
But
Thank you guys, really appreciate it. I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Okay, K3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imagine Learning for piloting software for the 2019-20 school year at Blanche Charles Elementary.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Kiki,
Yes.
seconded by Lencho. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. K3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District. No, wait, that was K3.
Yeah.
K4, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Casals LWP LLC for professional development services on August 21st.
So moved.
Second.
Made by Lencho, seconded by Kiki. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. K5, service agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Safeware to provide insurance for MacBook Air computers.
I do have a comment on this before we go, because I did meet with Carlos this morning, and actually, well, we brought this with the understanding that the parents would pay some of this insurance money. Why? Because we want to make the parents partnership with us and make sure that our equipment is taken care of. However, after speaking to Mr. Gonzalez, he says that we have a pilot program, and our first year, the district's going to absorb the monies that we have to pay for these, for this equipment. So, however, I'd like to, in the future, once we get going, that bring in partnership our parents, because it's not much for the insurance, and I think that they would take care of our equipment a little better if they're actually investing in their children's education. So, and it's being done in Santa Ana, where the parents actually have to pay an insurance for this equipment. So, again, hopefully it's temporary, because I hope that this takes off like fire, and once we get more classes involved, I mean, that money is going to actually, it can't be absorbed by the district. As Mr. Vega says, we got to take care of our budget, and I think it's very critical. So that's all I have to say.
And along those lines, you know, with Mr. Calderon's sharing, just let's do our research to find out, make sure, you know, we are a free and public education entity. So let's make sure we check those regulations and ed code about charging public.
Absolutely, and I think, thank you, Mr. Calderon, for that. We will be moving forward, and, you know, this is part of the one-to-one pilot program that we have in the district. But like Mr. Castillo mentioned, we do need to look at what is allowable and what is not allowable, especially being that we're a public entity.
In Coachella, what we did, or what they made us do is, yes, the kids get the one-on-one. However, there's a deductible if something happens to the iPad.
Right.
So if they break the iPad, it's up to the parent to pay the deductible, which is $50. So then is afterwards when the parent has to pay for that co-payment, not the district. No, the
Correct.
district makes the initial payment.
Exactly.
But then if something happens, if we have to use insurance, it's the parent that has to make the co-payment.
Exactly, and that's one of the things we're also looking at, Mr. Calderon.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Made by Kiki, seconded by Lencho. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And one last comment. I do want to give kudos to our IT, to Mr. To Lucio and to Eduardo for making sure that this is coming through. Again, thank you.
Unanimous, thank you. K6, license agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County of Education for right of entry and temporary construction access.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Made by Lencho, seconded by Kiki. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you.
Yeah, I will abstain, Mr. President.
Okay.
Again,
One
only because
abstention
I'm
by-
involved in that.
K7, memorandum of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Department of Behavioral Health Services to provide the adolescent substance use disorder treatment program.
So moved.
Second.
Made by Castillo.
Not by myself.
Mr.
Oh.
Kiki, seconded by Lencho.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. Appointment of the Calexico Unified School District Career and Technical Education Advisory Board for the 2019-20 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Made by Lencho, seconded by Kiki. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, unanimous, thank you. K9, rejection of claim Norma Herrera versus Calexico Unified School District.
So moved.
So moved. Second to
Made by Kiki,
approve the
seconded by
recommendation.
Lencho, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. K10, notice of completion for Calexico High School Godfrey Gym re-roof and HVAC replacement.
So moved.
Second.
By Lencho, seconded by Kiki. All those in favor say aye.
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 Unanimous, thank you. K11, second reading board policy 0520, intervention for underperforming schools.
It's a reading.
It's our second reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Made by Castillo, seconded by Kiki.
No,
All-
yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The second reading of revised board policy and administrative regulation 6171 Title I programs.
So moved.
Second.
Made by Kiki, seconded by Lencho. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. K13, second reading of revised board policy and administrative regulations 0520.1 comprehensive and targeted support and improvement.
So moved.
Second.
Made by Kiki, seconded by Lencho. All those in favor say aye.
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 K14, fiscal year 2018-19 financial report and audit certification presentation.
Yes, board members, we have our auditor, lead auditor, to present the 18-19 year-end audit report. So without further ado.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Sproul. I'm one of the partners at the firm Wilkinson Hadley King. We're based out of El Cajon, California.
Okay, hold on. We have a speaker, a comment from the public before we proceed with the presentation. Later? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to make this short and sweet. I don't, beat the dead horse when it comes to the audit report. A lot of the stuff in the audit report is, required language and required information that's just thrilling. So, you guys have it. Keep it next to your bedside tables when you're having trouble sleeping. So I'm going to go through some highlights. And when I reference page numbers, it's going to be the little page numbers at the bottom of the physical copies. So I'm going to start pages 1 and 2 is the opinion letter of the audit report. And this is the main letter for the opinion of the financial statements as a whole. And this year, the opinion was unmodified, which it has been for the past several years. And that is the opinion that you want to get on an audit report. That means that there were no misstatements that we found that would materially affect the interpretation of the financial statements for somebody looking at them that might not have as much accounting background as somebody in the industry. After that first letter is the management discussion and analysis. This is an unaudited portion of the report that's written by the district's management. So if there are ever any questions on that, that's actually the district's portion of the report that they control completely. There are required pieces and the required information, but other than that, the specific wording and the way that it's put in is done by the district. I want to go to page 16, which is the first the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance for the governmental funds. The reason why I skipped over the first couple financial statements are those are the government-wide ones, which give a picture that is not what people are used to seeing. And so this statement of activities for the governmental funds is what people are used to seeing as far as, this is an income statement where you have revenues and you have expenditures. For the year, the total governmental funds had a positive change in fund balance of just over $4.5 million. So that's a great thing. This year in particular was good as far as that, and what that means is the revenues that came into the district exceeded the expenses by that amount. The schedules that you see right after the governmental balance sheet and the statement of activities that we just talked about, those schedules are to reconcile between those initial government-wide statements and the governmental. So like I said, the governmental are very different from what people are used to looking at when it comes to financial statements, so that's even why we have a reconciliation schedule for each one. After the financial statements are the notes, and what the notes do is it breaks down those lines within those financial statements into more detail. So if you see the fixed asset line in the government-wide, but you're saying, okay, but how much of that is equipment, how much of that is buildings, how much depreciation is there. That's what the notes to the financial statements are for. You can see the different pieces of the long-term debt. You can see the payment schedules by year of the long-term debt. So the notes specifically are, like I said, they're some of the really interesting pieces of this. The big portion of the notes for the past several years have been the GASB 68 pension notes. And so there's two things that I always want to say with the pension notes is on the government-wide financials, you'll see, and on the the long-term debt, you'll see that the pension liability is huge. But I always like to remind boards the pension liability is not actually owed by the district. The district is responsible for the required employer contributions, and that's it. So the second part of that, though, is that the OPEB regulation with GASB 75 introduced a larger OPEB liability, and so that's the second shoe that fell. The district is responsible for the OPEB liability over the term of the employees' actuarial lives. So that's just for your information. The pension one, really big. You're only responsible for what the state says you have to contribute each year. The OPEB one, you guys will actually pay that, because what that liability means is what the expected other post-employment benefits will be for all of the employees that worked before or working now, and they even take a little bit into account employees that will work. So I want to skip over, though, and look at pages 63 through 72. Once again, this is kind of more information for the board so that you can understand a little bit better how to go through the audit report. On that governmental statement of activities and the balance sheet, you'll notice a column that says non-major governmental funds. And there's a criteria that determines what a major fund is. And if a fund doesn't meet that, they all get put into non-major. And so these combining statements, they take into account the special revenue funds, which are 11 through 19, and the building funds, 21 through 35, and then like the funds that deal with debt and all those, and like the component units, 49, 51, and they break those down on an individual level. So if you're looking at the financial statements and you're saying, what is this total non-major, like what is this cash, what funds have it? These are the pages that you go to find that out. After this, I want to go to page 76. This is one of my favorite schedules in the entire audit report. I know that sounds weird to say, but it's true. It's called the Schedule of Financial Trends and Analysis, and the reason I like it is because this is a very thick report, and this one page kind of gives the bird's eye view, because it gives, for the past 3 years and for the budgeted year upcoming, the revenues, the expenditures, where the fund balance was for each of those years. It also says what the long-term debt is, but also it has the ADA in there, the average daily attendance. And so I like looking at this schedule because you can kind of see where the district is trending and if they've improved in certain areas. And for example, in 2018, the average daily attendance was 8,791. In 2019, it was 8,842. You keep having Enrique Camarena get 95%, and that can go up some more. Finally, I want to go to page 88, which is the schedule of findings and question costs. This page summarizes the 88. This page summarizes the different audit areas of financial and federal awards and whatnot, and says what the opinion are on each of those areas, and also if there were findings and how significant the finding was. So there was a finding this year for attendance, and what it is at Aurora, it's required that the teachers sign a attendance roster on a weekly basis. And the whole purpose of that is to verify that the attendance that was put into the system, the teacher agrees with what it was. And these have, in several years, not been understood that the original ones need to be printed and signed within a week. And instead, the teachers are doing the attendance, but the actual forms aren't being printed basically until we get here to test it. So you can see on the the last page of the entire report, page 93. Last year, there were 2 findings, one involving the year-end close and one involving attendance. And the attendance one was not fully implemented because it was there again this year. So that is the audit report in a nutshell. Overall, it's pretty standard. The teacher roster finding, I would say I have that at least half the districts I audit. It can be a very big struggle to make sure that the teachers are signing those rosters on a timely basis. Yes. This year's finding was at Aurora. Yeah, last year it was. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not fully implemented because the finding still does exist.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now there's a comment on K14 by Mr. Kim. Go ahead, Mr. Kim.
Yeah. Mr. Calderon is busy with taking care of the daughters.
Children come first.
Yes, family first.
It was
I admire the administration. When I was board, I always have several things in the findings. It looks like at the working conditions or working dedication level, I believe a lot better, improve that. But I still cannot understand. Last board meeting, we were talking about the real deficit. According to the audit, school district has about $6.7 million balance last year. So I getting more stronger belief in the Calexico Unified School District budget still shuffling the money. So they say we don't have money, and later on they come up the money, or by the audit they find the money. At the same time, school district jeopardizing teachers and school employees, and instead of motivating them, demotivating our employees. We have to have understanding as education itself is promoting to be better. We have to educate them, self-promoting to be better. But in our school district, treating the employees, of course, children, it doesn't get much help from the school district. I believe that our budget system, if we don't stop the shuffling the money, we're not going to go anywhere. And even I said that K2, I want to speak, but it's been cut it because you guys make the motion without anything, finish the public comment. And I've been cutting from the administration to go to the school president. So you guys been voted. People get my comments. And also, the electrical is very dangerous ones. School district, they shouldn't dealing with any extensions. They should have an emergency, the process to taking care of it, so we can save the money from there and guarantee the security for our children. Of course, the school asset. And please, don't shuffling the budget. Don't shuffling the money to hiding money from the people's eyes. This is we have to go for the transparency in our budget is not working. Or somebody doesn't know how to budgeting. So school board members are responsible for taking care of those.
Okay,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Kim, your time. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the budget?
So move.
Made by Lencho, seconded by Kiki. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you very much. K15, resolution regarding authorizing one or more technology contracts under Public Contract Code, Section 2118.2 for video surveillance services.
So move to approve the resolution.
Motion by Mike Castillo.
I'll second. I was at the meeting and I was really satisfied since we're going to start basically with just 2 schools.
Seconded by Cito. All those in favor say aye.
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 Resolution.
Oh, resolution, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes.
Myself, aye. Yes.
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. K16, agreements between Calexico Unified School District and Cobo Solutions for video surveillance system equipment and installation.
This, just for the information, where is it going to be installed? What school?
So the
have-
2 schools where the installation will take place is at Calexico High School and Aurora.
Yeah, so move.
Made by Lencho, seconded by Cito. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, unanimous, thank you. K17, resolution regarding authorizing one or more technology contracts under Public Contract Code, Section 2018.2 for ERAD services.
So moved.
Is this a yearly thing? Is it? Yeah, it is? Second.
Motion by Kiki, seconded by Lencho.
Resolution vote. Aye.
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 Aye. Unanimous, thank you. K18, resolution to submit an application to the State Allocation Board for the applications received beyond authority list of Measure V A2, A3 projects.
I move to approve.
What are we doing here?
So these are in order to be able to submit to seek reimbursement
Yes.
for these projects.
Okay.
Motion
Second.
by
Second.
Cito, seconded by Lencho. Resolution?
Yes.
Aye.
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 Aye. Unanimous, thank you. K19, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset vehicle at M&O Department.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Castillo, seconded by Cito. All those in favor say aye. Oh,
That's a
resolution.
Resolution, yes.
Aye.
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 Aye, thank you. K20, quarterly report on Williams Uniform Compliant, December 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by, first by Kiki, seconded by Lencho. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, unanimous, thank you. K21, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and School Services of California, Inc. for negotiation support special services. There's 2 speakers here. One is Mr. Kim.
Do they have some explanation? Any staff, any information for the first?
Well, go
You
ahead.
don't have any presentation about these issues?
Is it a presentation? No.
No? Okay.
No.
First of all, when I have one friend, about 30 years ago, I have one friend, the Border Patrol. He's happy because I have a good wife. I asked him why. He said, all the fellow workers, they always have short for the money, but in my case, he said, I can taking care of my living, and I buy the house, we still have some savings. So, the reason I said this one, this is exactly showing our districts. Our revenue every year is going up. Even we have over $9 million that went up revenue last year. What we did? What do we do with the monies? We're spending more money. We're pulling more money out of it. It looks like we're gonna have receive money or less spend more money on the others. Why we hire the consultant and consultant and consultant? Hire the consultant to hire consultant. The same things. Just like exactly like you guys has a Kenyan Association as a supervisor or managing, and same time Kenyan Association as a broker. Something wrong down there. So that's why they increasing a lot of insurance company insurance cost, because we watch them to what themselves to watching on it. We should not have that kind of government system. The same things, all this hiring consultant. So if you guys cannot do that, your employees cannot do their job, we should let them go. Why they do not learn to do something on their portions? They just calling the consultant to hire consultant for them again and bring them more spending and spending. What about our employees? Management, they have good salaries. Of course, our employees too, but every year's living costs rising, and you guys doesn't taking care of that. They should have give the COLA every year, and you guys doesn't want to do it. And don't forget, those people, school employee, they are the one who dealing with our kid. Are you gonna send your kid with an unhappy person? You have somebody helping you, your families, and you're gonna make them unhappy? When I hire somebody to working with my house or stores to some work, I have to buy the hamburgers, have to buy soda, make him happy. That's saving a lot more money because he's not gonna ask me extra money, he's gonna just do it. Why cannot our school board to try to make the employees happy to make all 100% alphas? Why? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next speaker, Belen Donato.
Regarding negotiation support and special services, you're going to pay almost $400 per hour. Come on. Really? We're never going to finish negotiation with these consultants. They're bleeding the district. They're trying to get more money, not to fix the problem. We have enough with our lawyers already in negotiations. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions by the board? Or is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Castillo,
I'll second.
seconded by Cito. Any comments or questions?
I do have a question. How often are we going to be using this agency? Not full-time, correct?
No, not full-time, only when we require data to analyze, what other districts do. I don't foresee a lot of usage.
Can you give me an estimate? Or have?
Would say less than 50 hours. I mean, I don't know. It depends on what data we need.
Now, what's the objective with this contract?
For negotiation support. So basically, if we need data, we need information on other districts, if we need any type of support, related to negotiations, we just go to them.
Well, I'll just say, and you guys have heard me say it before, lawyers, it's a need that nobody wants to have. Honestly, nobody wants to have to hire a lawyer. When you get divorced, you need to get a lawyer. Although we don't like lawyers, we need to have lawyers. And I'm not opposed to having somebody write a proposal because we're not, none of us here are experts are doing that. We are educated people, but we are not in that field. However, where I have a problem, and we expressed that problem to you or to the administration on the last negotiation, was the fact that it took, I don't know, 18, 20 sessions? How long did it take last time? 20 sessions?
An exorbitant amount of time.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna let you know right now that although I'm saying yes to this, I don't know how the rest of the board feels, we're not gonna go through that route again.
Okay.
Or at least that's how I feel. Okay? Negotiations should be done by you. Okay? And if you need a legal term, explain or something like that, that's fine. But this thing about paying the lawyer for 18 hours a day and have the lawyer come here 50 times, no, that's not gonna happen. So, okay, at least that's how I feel. Because I don't wanna spend the money, that's money that we could be spending somewhere else. That's how I feel.
Duly noted. Okay.
Okay, there's another comment by Maria Bravo on this item.
Good evening, board members. Maria Bravo, Calexico Unified, Chapter 399 Chief Job Steward. I don't understand the concept of hiring an attorney for negotiations. When I was a chapter president for 3 years, and before that, I was the first vice president. Before that, at that time, I was also the chief union steward. We never had an attorney at the table. We did negotiations with the district's leadership team and the CSEA's leadership team, which was the negotiations team. Many of us on the negotiations team do not even have a bachelor's degree. And I'm not demeaning my coworkers, but we have common sense. We have knowledge. We know how to read and write, how to put together a contract. I myself was involved in creating some of that contract language. It is simple. I don't understand how you have a team of professionals with a bachelor's or master's degree that cannot come up with a simple contract. What's wrong? They were hired to do this job. Make them accountable of that job. There is no need to spend money somewhere else when you have a team. That's what they were hired for. Use them, make them accountable, because we're going to make all of you accountable. You should be accountable. And it's embarrassing that you continue to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a consultant, on a firm outside this district. It's embarrassing that you rely on someone else to do your job. It's embarrassing. Think about it. Thank you.
I'm not gonna you're not gonna hurt my feelings if you guys vote no on this. But I just wanna note on item 3, it says that yada, 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 it might be terminated at any time prior to June 30th, 2020 by either party here on 30 days written notice. So in other words, we can say no to, we can cancel this contract at any time. Okay, so it's right here. So again, if you guys want to vote no, that's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to go to war over this. However, if we do say yes, I want it to be clear that I'm not, that thing about spending $50,000 to negotiate a contract is not going to happen again. And I'm not going to let it happen again. I said my piece.
Yeah, at this point, I don't feel comfortable with it. I think that it's excessive. But I don't concur with Ms. Bravo that I think you do need an attorney at negotiations. I've heard otherwise from other people that they failed to get an attorney and they paid the price.
At that time,
Yeah, well, that's great. But I don't feel comfortable with this one, so there's a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No, and
Oh, you
Well,
have to
there's
wait,
aye.
you have to wait for the ayes first. You have to wait for
All those opposed?
no.
No.
Aye. Opposed.
Opposed? Aye.
Aye.
And I'm gonna tell you,
Okay,
you
where
were
are
wrong
we?
in 400, it's
Opposed.
900 if all,
Unopposed?
paragraph 2, if
One
you add
to
all the
approve.
fees, it's 900.
You know what? No, we can, no. I'm gonna go with this one because like I said, I still have the bad taste in my mouth from the last time, so I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, so 1 in favor and 2 opposed, 4 opposed.
So I have a first by Castillo, a second
By
by
L-
Ciro, but then you're voting no on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to war over this, no. Something goes wrong,
Yes.
it's on you. It's on you.
K22, sunshining of ACT proposal. Mr. Kim, is to speak? Mr. Kim?
before I've concluded, as you guys spend so much money with the lawyers, and why? Same time we wasting money, and because you guys try to protect management doesn't know how to do their jobs. That's why I'm overspending money of the over $5 million lawyer and consultant. And here and there, we got so much expenditure. Why we have to have this kind of negotiation problems? When I was a school board, I was one of the school board members to attending the negotiations. We overlooked it. And they didn't like it. Administration, they didn't like it. They pulled me out, and they put the lawyer on it to try to pressure the unions. That's what they're starting. And they bring the lawyer here. We start submitting money for the lawyer. Before that time, school board president, when they have illegal issues, call them, recess, they call the lawyers to get some help. Now, we're spending lawyers, tons of the money with the lawyers spending here. Why? Because that time school board member Lomo, who wants to get protected because she doesn't know much things, and using the lawyer to try to pressure me. Even they send me down here just next to the lawyer watching what I'm writing. That's how do you guys be spending money with the lawyer, wasting money. A school board member is supposed to be having some training. They know at least a certain level of the Brown Act or whatever is necessary. If they have not sure, they could call them. I believe that we have a very well informed school board member right now.
Mr. Kim, the action here is sunshining of the ACT.
Yes, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say, you guys are wasting a lot of money instead of supporting the employees. So you want to cut me off? I'm making my conclusion is, give them what they want, plus COLA. So we don't have to have issues every year, unions. Give them what the union wants it, teachers wants it, make them happy, and plus the COLA, so we can save a lot of money over a lot of time dealing with the unions next year. Thank you.
Is that a motion to accept? Okay, we need a motion on K-22.
So move.
Second.
Made by Kiki, seconded by Castillo. All those in favor say aye.
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 Unanimous, thank you. K-23, approval of 2021 instructional school calendar. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Lencho, seconded by Cito. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. K-24, certificated employment report.
We're gonna come back.
Oh, we're going back. We'll be going back into closed session.
We'll be back.
Open session.
Go ahead and announce. So on motion of trustee Lorenzo Calderon and second by trustee Enrique Alvarado, there was a motion to extend the meeting to 10 p.m. and all the board members were in favor, approving.
So now we go to K-24. K-24, certificate employment report.
There's a recommendation that the board approve the certificated employment report as submitted.
So moved.
Motion by Kiki,
Second.
second by Cito. All's in favor?
No?
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. Item K25, classified employment report.
There's a recommendation that the board approve the classified employment report as submitted.
Second.
Moved by Lencho, seconded by Kiki. All's in favor, say aye.
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 Wasn't there student discipline case?
Oh.
Okay. O. Go ahead. Okay, recommendation to approve the recommendation as submitted.
So moved.
Second? Second by Michael? Okay, Michael, made by, motion by Kiki. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thank you. That's it, right? Motion to adjourn?
No.
Oh,
Report out, closed session
Yeah,
report out.
There was one.
K,
Case with.
yeah,
Yes.
K. Oh, snap. Oh, no, D5.
So just to report out that in closed session, there was a motion by trustee Michael Castillo, seconded by trustee Richard Romero. The board voted to approve a settlement agreement in the litigation titled Maria Ambris versus Calexico Unified School District by the following roll call vote. Yes, trustee Mike Castillo. Yes, trustee Ciro Calderon. Yes, trustee Lorenzo Calderon. Yes, trustee Enrique Alvarado. And yes, trustee Richard Romero.
yes, thank you. Now, do we do this? Motion,
To adjourn at 10 o'clock.
Second.
okay, motion by Castillo, seconded by Kiki. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thank you.
Good night.
Ciro, can you sign?